I need your assistance. Her voice came through the phone, but I struggled to decipher her words. Suddenly, a flood of memories washed over me, transporting me back to a small town up north where I once served in the army. You see, I only joined the unit briefly to fulfill my familial obligations, as my father was quite authoritative. Consequently, I had ample free time on my hands. On a beautiful day, shortly after I was discharged, I happened to run into an acquaintance of mine. She had a stunning brunette in tow. We talked, met up later that evening, and our connection quickly deepened. I, being unaccustomed to attention from women due to my small stature, excess weight, red hair, and plethora of insecurities, fell for her instantly. But the question lingered in my mind. Why did such a radiant woman choose me? I would soon discover the answer. We began living together, thanks to the generosity of my parents, who provided us with an apartment. I started working in the police force while she pursued her studies. However, one question continued to gnaw at me. What was it about me that drew her in? I wouldn't have to wait long for the answer. One fateful day, I happened to have a rare break from work and decided to surprise her with a visit home for dinner. To my dismay, she wasn't there. Her phone was turned off, and neither her family nor her friends had any information on her whereabouts. Nightfall approached, and a sense of unease crept over me. In my experience as a police officer, I had encountered situations like this far too often. Anyway, I resumed my duty, and it was 5 o'clock in the morning. As I patrolled the streets with my partner, the roads remained empty. Suddenly, a cab caught my attention. Upon closer inspection, I noticed a familiar face. Without hesitation, we stopped the vehicle, and I forcefully opened the car door. To my surprise, I found my cousin and her huddled together in the back seat. Grabbing her by the neck, I pulled her out as she cried hysterically in her drunken state. My partner witnessed the embarrassing scene unfold before us. I decided to take her home and confronted my brother about the situation. That's when the truth came pouring out. It turned out that this girl had ulterior motives. She had been living with me to connect with influential individuals in my family circle and ultimately find someone more prosperous. My relatives had distanced themselves from me due to my choice to join the police force, which didn't offer a lucrative salary. My brother remained loyal to the family, and she took advantage of that by pursuing a relationship with him. The news hit me hard, evoking indescribable emotions. Upon returning home, she could sense the gravity of the situation. She was filled with remorse and anguish. Gradually, things began to settle down, and our relationship appeared to normalize. However, it became apparent that she was still discontented with our financial situation and constantly fixated on finding a quick path to wealth. Unfortunately, her solution involved gambling at the casino, as she couldn't come up with any better alternatives. I had this fantasy of returning home, throwing a wad of money in her face, and watching her forget all about our tumultuous past. But as reality set in, it became clear that I was the one sinking into financial ruin. My addiction was draining every penny from my paycheck, leaving me buried in debt and bewildered at how I was still functioning. She couldn't bear to be with me and didn't need me anymore. She packed her bags and left for brighter horizons, seeking a life of beauty and warmth. I was left behind in an empty apartment, struggling to climb the career ladder and rebuild my life. Eventually, I met a kind-hearted woman who brought stability and comfort into my world. We were content, our lives flowing smoothly, until one unexpected call shattered the tranquility. "Hi, I finally found your phone. I'm in trouble and I'd beg you to help me. I urgently need money," she pleaded on the other end of the line. It turned out that she had found happiness with an older man who owned a chain of cafes on the South Coast. I had seen her dazzling photos on social media, showcasing a life of apparent luxury. Initially, they were living well, but with my ex, you could never predict what might induce her restlessness, even in the arms of an elderly daddy. All I could do was speculate. In general, she had an affair with her husband's son, but secrets have a way of inevitably coming to light. The husband discovered their infidelity, uncovering a whole criminal incident. In such cases, matters are often resolved through bribery and payoffs. They tracked her down on the treacherous mountain roads and cornered her. Her car veered off a cliff. but miraculously, she survived. Now confined to a wheelchair, she lives as a lonely and ill woman, feeling unwanted by society. She has turned to me for help, a simple police officer. I must admit, I felt compassion for her. Therefore, when she pleaded for assistance once more, I provided my cousin's phone number and promptly ended the call.